Hey guys, Richard here. So in this review I want to talk to you about Continuum. Now Continuum is a done-for-you system that allows you to promote high-ticket webinars. So during the review I'll take you inside the actual members area. We'll go through this in a little bit of detail. I'll also show you the software that comes along with this, which is a webinar software. And then we'll go through the overall sales page. Then I'll talk to you a lot about what this strategy actually is and whether I think this is going to be a good fit for you. So as usual guys, these reviews are based on my own opinion, based on many years online buying products just like this one. And the idea of the reviews is that you'll get a little bit more information before you go ahead and purchase any kind of software online. So Continuum, if that's the way you pronounce it, is due to be released on Tuesday the 29th of September at 9 AM Eastern. It comes from the Warrior Plus network and it's by Jono Armstrong and Zishan Ahmed. I'm going to give you a product overview. We'll go through the members area. I'll go through the sales page. We'll talk about the upgrades. I'll tell you what's good about the product and what's not so good about the product. And then I'll kind of give you my summary. And you can take that away and decide whether this is going to be a good product for you. So just before we start guys, my name is Richard Darby. This is the School of Nomads. If you haven't been over to our channel before, go ahead and hit the subscribe and notification bell and I'll let you know whenever I release new videos. And guys, if you're looking to start a long-term sustainable business online, go ahead and check out my free resource in the description below and I'll take you through the whole process step by step. So let me just give you a brief outline of the sales page. What this is 3 done-for-you high-paying affiliate offers, and you'll be pre-approved to promote and you can make $500 to $750 per sale. Now these are 2 products that are on ClickBank and one that's actually on Warrior Plus. Now the one on Warrior Plus is Jono Armstrong's own high-ticket offer, and the 2 on ClickBank are both pre-approved anyway, because you can pretty much promote anything on ClickBank without having any kind of approval. So these offers are there for you to promote, and indeed they are high ticket offers. Now the second thing they mention is a custom unlimited traffic on tap method, the exact system I've used to make over $2 million. Now this essentially is Google Ads, and the product will actually teach you how to use Google Ads. They're saying this is beginner friendly, step-by-step training to get these $1 million methods working for you. And they're talking about fast dollars in under 8 months. So that's a pretty specific timeline, but you know, obviously there's some kind of reason they put 8 months in there. And the Continuum Auto Webinar software, your ticket to upscaling the full profit power of webinars with none of the hassles. So there is some software included in this product. So let's jump straight over to the members area and I'm going to talk to you a little bit more about what this is. So I'm over on the members area. Now there's 2 kind of parts to this. The first one is this training area where Jono Armstrong actually takes you through the whole process. And the second part is this webinar software which is thrown in, which actually looks quite good to me. I'm not sure what the actual original version of this software was, but the software itself looks pretty good and looks like it does the trick. I'm not going to take you into this too much because there's a lot of training to kind of show you how to use the actual software itself, but this is where you create the webinar that people will come along and actually watch. Okay, now on the front end you have the training here by Jono Armstrong. Now Jono Armstrong is a very well-known marketer. He's probably one of the top reviewer guys out there. Whenever you see any of these kind of churn and burn type products, Jono is usually top of the rankings for those reviews. Now, I don't agree with him on all of these reviews, or not many to be honest, because he does kind of positively review quite a lot of stuff, but he does understand fundamentally what he's doing here, and this system that he puts in front of you is a system that can work. Okay, so I'm not going to give it any kind of minuses on the actual strategy and the system that he's going to put in place for you. What I am going to do is kind of point out a few things so you're fully aware of potentially the additional expense that you're going to have to go through to actually implement this. But if I was just to buy this for $17 just for a training that explains to me how to put this kind of system together, it may be worth the $17 investment, which is pretty low. But I'm not just going to spend $17 and then start making money. You need to invest much more than $17. So that being said, let's go through this a little bit more critical eye and I'll explain to you the various components of this. So as I said, this is actually promoting a high ticket webinar. So if I look on this actual video here, he does explain it, what you're actually doing here, but I've got my own version here that's a little bit clearer hopefully for you. And what you're doing really is you're going to pay for advertisements with AdWords. Now, they take you to the training how to do this, but you need to go ahead and pay that. You get leads and they opt into a page. Now, in the page, they actually provide software that can create this page for you. Again, I'm going to go into that in a little bit more detail. Then you have the thank you page. Again, they provide the software that can create that for you. Then they have the recorded webinar, which is basically this software. Okay, your lead goes through these and purchases the actual product. You're going to get a nice healthy commission because these are high ticket offers. Now, the other thing that's attached to the opt-in page is the autoresponder here that, again, you're going to have to buy additionally to this, and that's where you collect the leads. Now, again, if you're a complete beginner, you may not know what to do with these leads once you have them, but they do recommend you have an autoresponder to collect leads. Now, all of the other communicating is really done within the system. So once people do register, all of the follow-up type communications is done within the system itself, because there's another autoresponder that they ask you to connect to. So essentially, what you're doing overall with this tactic is you're driving traffic into this funnel, and in one of the products, obviously driving it towards Jono's product, and then there is 2 others that they also recommend. So that's what we're doing here. So we'll just go back to the dashboard here. The first thing here is the overall Continuum walkthrough, and it takes you through the overall process, and then you have to access the Continuum app, which is the separate app, okay? And that's basically your webinar app. Then you have the setup. Now, there's a couple of things you need to do. You need to go and get your affiliate links for these offers. Now, these offers, if I just click on them, are the Ministry of Freedom, which is Jono's own product, John Crestani's SAS 2.0, and Simple Wi-Fi Profits. Now, I know that these 2 are selling well on ClickBank. They're not the top sellers on ClickBank. The gravity isn't that great, which is kind of a way that you know how often these things sell. But they are high ticket webinars. So once they do sell, you don't need many of them to actually make a good profit. And then Ministry of Freedom is, again, Jono's own product. So he's obviously going to like it if you choose that one, because you're going to provide the traffic to his own product. So that's kind of the 3 things that you're going to be promoting. Now, essentially, they are this one, which is the Simple Wi-Fi Profits. There is this one, which is John Crestani. Now, if you've never heard of John Crestani, just Google him or just go on YouTube and look at John Crestani's stuff. And he's quite a funny character, but he is incredibly successful. And then you have this one, which is Jono's product. And again, they're all pointing you towards webinars, remember. So essentially, that's the 3 products that you actually go ahead and get affiliate links for. So it's very easy in ClickBank. You just go over and grab the affiliate link for these particular products. But he's very specific about the ones that he wants you to actually get, because you need to make sure that you're directing people towards the actual homepage of these particular products so that they can go ahead and register for that webinar. So he also goes through setting up the actual webinar itself. And once he talks to you about how to set up your webinar, you have to connect it to GetResponse. Now, this is obviously an affiliate link over to GetResponse, which is fair enough. They're marketers and that's what they do. They give you affiliate links to things. That's how they make their money. But remember, after 14 days, GetResponse is not free. You then have to go and pay $20 onwards for GetResponse. Now, I pay $40 a month for GetResponse. It all depends the size of your list that you want to have in there and the functionality you want to have in GetResponse. So the first thing I've got to tell you is you will have to pay extra for GetResponse after 2 weeks. Okay? So just bear in mind that if you are interested in this product, that's one additional expense. The next one is AdWords and Essential Pixels. Now, this is pretty good training on AdWords, and it is very, very kind of complicated AdWords. I use paid traffic myself, and it isn't very user friendly, and he does go through this in a lot of details. This is where you actually go ahead and set that up. Now remember, this is paid traffic and you will have to spend money on it. Now he does give you an option to go ahead and get a voucher for this, which is something I've heard him say before. You can get those vouchers in some countries, and a lot of it depends on the time of the year. Okay, so you will be able to get, say, $50 voucher, but that's not going to last very long. And the main issue with paid traffic is that it does need optimizing. So you will have to spend money to get it optimized. Now, it obviously gives you the exact way that you go ahead and build these paid adverts, but even then it's kind of hit and miss sometimes with the types of keywords you go after, and you're not going to get immediate success from the very first advert you put up. So it does take a little bit of investment. So again, if you're a beginner, have a little bit of a doubt about whether you're going to be capable of optimizing these adverts, but he does give you the training that you can follow along with there. Next thing is creating a thank you page and the landing page. Now this is again where you're gonna have to buy additional software for this. So at the moment you've already got additional costs for the get response, and you're gonna have to buy GrooveFunnels. Now why do I say that? It is free when you join it on the front end, but this is my own GrooveFunnels account when this is the free version. Now what essentially you're doing here is you're getting a piece of code from him and you're going to put it into GrooveFunnels. Now what you do actually is you just create a new site and you copy and paste your code into it to build the site. But you're going to get a page like this. Now this is the actual page that you're going to end up putting a video in here to go ahead and advertise those particular webinars. Now you can change this up as much as you want to. You can change any of these colors, any of this writing, but essentially it shows you how to build this page. Now what I did find is kind of a warning on this, is when I put the code in here, it took an age to save and it was giving me a lot of different errors, but it did work. I don't know how it worked, but I came back to it later on and it did seem to flash up this page for me. Now obviously GrooveFunnels isn't your only solution for a page builder, so you could pretty much get any page builder if you already got one and follow along with this and build your own landing pages and thank you pages. So you're not restricted just to GrooveFunnels. And I say that because it feels like a little bit of a tripwire product to get you to go and be members of GrooveFunnels. And it is quite expensive, GrooveFunnels, but I'm telling you that you don't have to be a member of GrooveFunnels to make something like this work, because essentially all you do is building a landing page for people to come along and opt into a webinar. Now I'm actually going to link to a playlist I've got where I showed you how I actually made $1,000 in 48 hours from promoting a webinar, and that's mainly to show you how I actually set the system up to then go ahead and promote that particular webinar. So you don't need to have this type of page builder, because I have something called Thrive Architect, which is a lot cheaper than this and just as good a quality. Now as you see here, if I look at the pricing here, this is obviously free on the front end, and it's $99 a month for the silver plan and $199 a month for the yearly plan, and then there's sometimes a one-off charge that end up paying, which looks like it's $1,395. So it is quite expensive to go with something like GrooveFunnels, especially if you're a beginner. This could be something that after you've had some success with the system you could end up buying this, but I just think it's quite expensive. But that's kind of my view. So the next piece is the traffic training. I talked to you a little bit about the traffic training. They do explain to you how you can set these adverts up and the types of placements you can make with them. Now also part of the placement and keywords campaigns is actually video ads that Jono has actually put together himself that you can go ahead and utilize within your advertising on Google Ads. Now a lot of these video ads, I've actually seen some of these on YouTube myself, so he's using them himself and they're fine. You know, some of these video ads are fine, but the problem is you are seeing a lot of Jono here, right? So if this is you advertising this product and then you get those people on your list, you haven't really got a relationship with those folks on your list at all. They're seeing a lot of Jono, right? Which is fair enough because he's kind of put this together and you are in effect selling him, right? Just remember that when you then out at a later date send them an email, they're not going to have no idea who you are and where you've come from, right? Because all that they've heard was Jono's voice when he's doing this piece, and then if you end up going to obviously his webinar, you'll hear Jono again. So just be aware of that you can go ahead and create your own videos to do this, but if you use these ones, you are going to be seeing a lot of the vendor through your entire funnel. Okay, so kind of just a little point there. I've jumped over to the sales page now. It's fine, it's this usual sales page. There isn't any dramatic claims on here. They do show you some financial results here that probably John knows because he does make a lot of money online. And basically what they're selling you here is they're selling you the fact that the traffic is automated. It would be, it's paid. Not the greatest for beginners because you don't really know how to optimize it. There are high ticket offers here. It is a done for you system in the fact that once you've got this set up, as long as you're pumping the money into the front end to pay for the advertising, the rest of this is automatic. And because this is an automated webinar system, there is a way that you can actually scale this to get further sales. So nothing really stands out on this sales page. As usual, it's 3 easy steps. Your pre-approved high ticket affiliate offers, you switch on the old traffic using Google Ads, and then you earn money. And then there's a 4th step in here, which is scale. So you've got an additional step. They do talk about the actual webinar software itself. Now this Continuum webinar software, I'm not really an expert on webinar softwares, but they are expensive if you do go ahead and use some of these others. Now I'd obviously need to go and do a proper comparison around the functionality of Continuum, but it does seem to be quite good value. So for $17, I'm not sure if Continuum would be actually a good option anyway for webinar software. I'd have to actually look at that myself. And there we go. It's a 60-day money-back guarantee. It says it's unconditional. And essentially, as I said, as long as you're willing to make the additional investment, then I can see you making some kind of money off this, but it won't be all profit. So let's look at some of the upsells. Now the Continuum front end, which is $17, gives you that training course, gives you those 3 options to make money through those webinars, and it also gives you that webinar software. That's $17. Upgrade 1, there's more traffic training from Jono, uses some of his other traffic methods. Some of them I've heard kind of are a bit spammy to me sometimes when he talks about Instagram, but obviously he does know how to generate traffic. And there is additional functionality that's unlocked in the webinar software, including things like simulated chat, chat assistant support, things like that. Upgrade 2 is Continuum done for you times 5. Now what they are is they've got 5 more webinars that you can promote. And you know, if I think about this and stand back, you can pretty much promote anything with this. You don't need to get their page builder, you don't need to get their recommended autoresponder. But in conjunction with Continuum webinar, you can pretty much promote anything. So, you know, again, $17, it might be worth it just for that. But that's $97. Upgrade 3, the ultimate affiliate bundle. There's a lot of other Jono's products that you can go ahead and get access to. Upgrade 4 is multi-license rights. The top 4 selling products. So he's got 4 products here that he's going to give you resale rights to. And that, surprisingly, is all of the OTOs. So there's only 4 OTOs on this. So let's just recap that quickly. Front end is $17. OTO 1 is $47 down to $37, which is that Pro Edition. OTO 2 is $97 down to $67. Second number is always the downsell, guys. So get that if you are going to go for it, which is done for you times 5. OTO 3 is $197 down to $97, which is the ultimate affiliate bundle. And OTO 4 is $197 down to $97, which is the multi-license rights. Let me give you my pros on this. So they're done for your webinars and pages. Obviously that's a pro if you're a beginner because you can just go ahead and use them. I could also have them as a con in the fact that you do need to have things like something called GrooveFunnels to build those pages, and it is very expensive, but they are provided. Like I say, the webinar software, I'm kind of torn on that one because I think it might be good just for that webinar software. And the method is sound. There's nothing wrong with this method. I use this method myself. The playlist I'll leave a link to here and also down in the description will show you the exact method that I use to promote a webinar for a product that I really like. The training is fine, a little bit speedy sometimes, but it's fine. I think this would probably suit a slightly more experienced marketer. Somebody who really understands some of the fundamentals of things like paid advertising. I'm reluctant to recommend this to beginners because I know that you're going to spend a lot of money on advertising, and I'm reluctant to recommend it based on that. And obviously this has got a 60-day guarantee. So let's talk about the cons. I don't think this is newbie friendly, only because I think that you're going to need to spend more money than this to set up the entire system properly. So personally, I think because it involves paid traffic, you are going to need to understand a little bit more about internet marketing before you had a product like this. Now, you do need to have an autoresponder. So 2 weeks is nothing. If you only have an autoresponder for free for 2 weeks, that'll be gone in no time. So you need to be spending $20 a month for an autoresponder. Paid traffic methods, I'm not a fan of for beginners. If you're more experienced, then fair enough, you understand how to optimize an ad. But if you're completely new, I think this can be kind of dangerous and very expensive for you. There is additional expense required for a page builder. Now, if you go down their route with GrooveFunnels, which is fair enough, you know, GrooveFunnels is very, very popular now, but it is very expensive. So you'd need to have a page builder. And I use something called Thrive Architect. Other people use other page builders, and they're kind of slightly cheaper than something like GrooveFunnels or ClickFunnels. And I do think you do require some technical knowledge. Although John will just say right at the beginning of the video, if you can't follow this, then I'd give up. And it wouldn't quite be that blunt. He does explain things kind of step by step, but when you get into the realm of creating pixels and adding them to pages and additional videos, adding additional videos to pages, I do think people could spend a long time on this if you have no idea what you're doing. But essentially, you know, it's all about learning, so I guess you could use this to pick those kind of skills up. So on this one, I'm going to be kind of neutral, guys. I'm going to sit on the fence because I do know that this kind of system works because it's the kind of system that I use myself to make money online. My reluctance is around the fact that you'll need to have additional investment before you can make anything like this a success. Now, if you're willing to pay that additional money out to get this thing up and running, then it could be a good product for you. But if you're a complete beginner, you haven't got an autoresponder, you haven't got a page builder, and you've never done paid advertising, this could get very, very expensive for you very, very quickly. So just beware. I'm not going to put any kind of major warning on this product because overall it will work for some, but I won't recommend it for people who are new to internet marketing because I think you need to learn the essential skills before you pick up products like this. So guys, thanks for watching. That review is based on my own opinion. Anybody who does buy Continuum and gets success with it, I'd love to hear your comments below. My name is Richard Darby. This is the School of Nomads. If you haven't been over to our channel before, please go ahead and hit subscribe and notification bell, and I'll let you know whenever I release new videos. And guys, if you're looking to build a long-term sustainable business online, go ahead and check out the link in the description below over to my free resource that'll take you through the whole process step by step. Until next time, guys, take care.